I'm Kev.
And I'm Steve.
And we're from the internet.
Want to get every episode of We're From The Internet at least a day earlier than the iTunes and Stitcher folk? Head over to we'refromtheinternet.com/pledge to support us on Patreon, and as well as early access, we'll throw in an exclusive weekly show just for our patrons too.
How often should we shampoo our hair?
How often do you shampoo your head, sheepdog?
I think that was part of the reason my hair looks so thin. Shampooing it too often.
Yeah, I've shampooed my hair twice this calendar year so far. And we're, in May now?
I very rarely shampoo it now because there isn't that much. And, it makes it so thin.
I was listening to a podcast about 4 or 5 years ago, Huff and Stapes, actually. Mm-hmm. And the chap on there, Joe Stapleton, said he only ever rinses his hair. He rinses his hair once a day to get the product out, but he only shampoos it about once every 4 to 6 weeks. Any more often than that, and it's just ripping out the natural oils, and it just makes it go nasty. And all that shampooing regularly does is mean you have to keep shampooing regularly to stop your hair looking nasty. Mm-hmm. If you just do it every now and again, then you get this lovely thick head of hair like what I've got. When I go to the barbers, and he always says, "Oh, your hair's so thick, you've got so much hair, you're never going to go bald." He makes a big deal of that. You'll never go bald. And it's all because I don't wash my hair, because I'm skanky. And when I say that to people, they go, "Oh, that's why it's so greasy." It's not greasy. This is product. This is wet gel.
Yeah, you're really
off
fluffy
of the
when
90s.
you don't gel it, do you?
Yeah, I look ridiculous. Have you ever seen any pictures of my dad from when he had hair? You probably haven't.
I don't think so.
My dad had big, thick, curly... You know how Ryan Giggs had his hair in the 90s when it was just big, thick, curly hair that just grew out like a mushroom? That's what my dad's hair was like when he had hair. Mm-hmm. And I think if I left mine to just do its thing, it grows out.
At what age did he go bald?
Late 20s.
All right, so you've not caught on.
Yeah, I think I've got his thick curly hair, but my mum's never going bald. So I've got the best of both worlds there. But if I don't at the weekend, I don't tend to put product in my hair, and it stays in this shape. This is just the shape my hair
my mate
is
Dave
in.
has the same shaped hair no matter what now, because it's just. I once sat with him while I was having his hair cut. I think I was just waiting for him, and the woman was baking his hair or something.
No, what was actually happening, you were hanging around at the barber's like you usually do, thinking, "I wish I had hair." It's like the kid who can't afford a Mars bar, hanging around outside the sweet shop.
What does that do? What does heating your hair up with tinfoil do?
Don't you put the tinfoil on when you're dyeing it, so that the dye doesn't go on? The only reason you put tinfoil on hair, that I'm aware of, is you put the tinfoil on the hair you don't want to dye, and then you dye the hair, and the tinfoil stops the other hair going.
From what I remember, because this was like 15 years ago, but they were using really high temperature heat on the tinfoil and straightening his hair out. He has
they were straightening his hair,
but with tinfoil.
Well, it's only if it was a long time ago, it's probably before hair straighteners.
Maybe.
So you'd use a bit of tinfoil instead,
Fair
or
enough.
an iron. You'd lie on the ironing board and get the iron out and straighten it out that way. But what was the question? Haircuts? No, hair washing.
Yeah, how often do you wash your hair?
Don't wash your hair. Washing your hair is for losers. What about your beard? Do you ever shampoo your beard?
I rinse my face.
Yeah, I only ever
Really?
use water in my beard. I don't ever
Or a
shampoo
flannel
it.
or something.
My beard's getting a bit long at the moment. Can you
I
see?
recently shaved.
Can you see the hair's growing up near my eyes? I always tell you about it, but now I haven't shaved for a little while.
It is coming.
It does go up near my eyes. It's weird, isn't it?
My neck is my problem. Just kind of.
Yeah, it joins up under your ears, doesn't it? It makes it look like you're wearing some kind of helmet.
Strap on hair.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I had such an excellent point to make, and I can't remember what my point was. I've been thrown off by looking at the way your hair does sort of join up under your ears. It's weird, and it goes all the way down as well. Is it like that all the way down your back?
No, but I'm convinced if I lost enough weight, all the gaps in my hair would join up, and it would just be hair. I'd be like Wolfman.
What, you think you're bald because your head is so fat that it's separated the hair follicles?
Not exactly like that. That's not the way I was wording it. I more meant that my face would lift from being thinner, and it would all be closer together, so I'd probably just be all hair.
I'm not sure that's how it works. When fat people get fat faces, do they get more beard areas? Do you get more
Well, I assume it must stretch, mustn't it? And you don't get more hair follicles in the stretchy bits.
But you don't. Generally, fat men have the best beards. So
you're just thinking of Santa.
Yeah, and he's fat and he's got a brilliant beard. So what actually must happen, that must be the key to a good beard, getting fat enough so that you grow more hair follicles.
I don't think you do, though. I imagine it's probably more to do with the fact that you've got so much food going in your face that a lot of the food goes over the hair and it's like fertiliser.
Thin people have scraggly, nasty beards. Think David Beckham and Gary Neville and basically anyone Manchester United related. They can't grow a proper beard because they're thin and it's all scraggly. They're not. You need fat to grow the face hair. But name me a fat man who can't grow a proper beard. They don't exist. It goes with the territory. You get fat, you grow a double chin, you think, oh, I need to cover this double chin up. I know, I'll grow a beard. No one's ever thought that before. The double chin is completely hidden now. No one knows I'm fat. But if you're a thin man, you couldn't do that. So you must grow more follicles. People like David Beckham, the key to making him into a good-looking man with a beard would be he needs to put on 4 or 5 stone. Then he can lose it again once he's grown the ability to grow a beard. So imagine if we got thin now, we'd have incredible beards. We'd look like
that's what I just said. I'm convinced. Yeah, my beard would look epic if we didn't have such a fat face. I'd like to hope that the skin up here would move together and get rid of the line through my head where it goes bald, but I don't think that'll happen.
We should do an experiment.
My sister was showing me she has a similar line because her hair's nice and long, so it's a genetics thing.
What, your sister's got male pattern baldness as well?
No, her line's sort of, I don't know, she showed me.
Are you confusing, when you say line, she's got a parting in her hair, that's what you're saying.
She was showing me she's got a bit where it's like less hair, but mine's just obviously more prominent because I've got short hair.
Why don't you grow long hair then?
Well, I haven't had a haircut in a long while.
Grow long hair. I want to see you with a ponytail. Get one of those ponytails that people have on the top of their head these days. The male bun. That's in at the moment, isn't it? Why don't you have a male bun?
I think I'd probably end up just looking like a Yeti. Which is fine, to be fair. It's better than being bald.
Don't tie their hair up in a bun.
No, but I mean, if I left my hair long.
I will give you £100 if you don't have a haircut until this time next year.
Sounds like a plan.
Really? Oh, you're in for this? So, what's the date? It's sometime in May. I don't know. I'm not king of the calendar. But this time next year, on podcast episode 400 odd, or whatever it'll be by then, I will let you have a haircut if you haven't fallen in love with your male bun by then. And I'll hand you £100.
I'm up for that.
Out of the $5,000 that we're going to get from Kevin Stevens.
The thing I keep trying to remind myself is if it gets really long, I can just use product to make it not look stupid.
Yeah, like a scrunchie when you put it up into a bun on the top of your head. Because
wear a hat.
What I'm secretly hoping is that you end up looking like the fat Hulk Hogan.
I already do.
No, because you don't have long hair.
I have the blonde mustache.
Yeah, but I want you to have the long hair down to your shoulders, but completely bald on the top of your head. What was he thinking? Why didn't he just shave his head? Who told Hulk Hogan, you know what would really suit you as a bald man? Having long hair around the sides. No one will realise you're bald then.
Probably wore a bandana, didn't he? So.
Not while he was wrestling, he didn't. He took that off. Again, no, I'll cover it up with a bandana. No one will ever see because I'll keep my bandana on. You're a wrestler, you idiot. You have to take that off when you wrestle. Moron. Want to get your question answered on a future episode of We're From The Internet? Head over to we'refromtheinternet.com/question. Tweet your questions at Kevin Steve. Email kevinsteve@gmail.com or post them at facebook.com/kevinsteve, or even leave them in the comments for this episode.